people say, why did you start the business? Part of it was I got tired of traveling. My previous job, I traveled all over the world as an executive of a major paint company. And so the traveling can wear you down. But the other part was you come to a stage of your life when you want to do things your own way. And having my own business has allowed me to change the way paint has been marketed to the consumer, certainly in this community. And that's been a lot of fun.
I think it's fantastic that there's going strong and growing. That's the real key. One of the strengths I would give Hal is that he has the ability to change. That if I had to describe Hal in a word, the word I would use would be passionate. You know, as his sales rep, I always knew which one of my customers cared the most, which one was going to be the guy that would work the hardest. That if I needed somebody to really run with a promotion or a program or a new product or somebody to kind of set the path, it would be Hal. And if you could get Hal on board, you know, other people knew that Hal was a smart business person, and you know, it was almost a sales weapon for me that if I could get Hal on this, then I could tell the other dealers that, oh, you know, Hal's doing it, and that would make it easier to get them on board. So he's a passionate guy and cares about what he does. He has a real love for it. And if you could get him on board, so what do I think about him after 16 years? He's such a passionate guy that a lot of people that are that passionate, that have that strong ideas and thoughts, are unwilling to accept new things. They kind of tend to get tunnel vision a little bit, that, you know, they're passionate about the way they do it. Hal has the ability to be passionate while at the same time not unwilling to change. And if you look at Kingston and paint and, you know, where they were, you know, 16 years ago, 15 years ago, 12 years ago, 8 years ago, you know, it's changed. The business has been able to evolve, and Hal's not so set in his ways as to not see new opportunities, new ways of doing things, and make the business continue growing. And if you don't do that, you don't last for 16 years.
Has Hal continued to be a mentor to you?
Oh, without question. It's as a store owner myself now, when I have something that I can't figure out, you know, I don't call my suppliers, I don't call anybody else. I give Hal a call. I figure that's 9 times out of 10, if I run into something that I can't figure out, Hal will know it. And if he doesn't know it, he'll know somebody that you can call to find out. He has great, he's been in the industry a long time. He has seen the industry from a lot of different angles. And maybe that's why he's able to continue to evolve the business. He's been a sales rep, he's been a sales manager for a manufacturer. He's seen this industry, I think, from just about every angle. I don't know what angle he hasn't seen in some way, shape, or form. So that's why he's able to evolve the business, probably, that he's able to do that. So when I have a problem, certainly, my first call is 1-800-Kingston Paint.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any funny stories about you and Hal?
Funny stories are a hard thing, because the thing about Hal is that our relationship has evolved into, I would say, a personal relationship, and you know, I have a hard time thinking of funny ha-ha stories that everybody would enjoy. What I guess the best way I could say that is that every time that I would come and visit Kingston Paint as a rep, and now, you know, we've been to Vegas a couple of times together, and what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So we've had a lot of laughs and a lot of really fun times over the years. I don't know that I haven't been his rep for 10 years now, so it's hard to pick out a specific incident that I could say this is a story that everybody would enjoy. But I don't think I've ever visited Hal and not come out of there with a smile and had a good time. So that's part of the fun of being his sales rep. I always enjoyed making that sales call, for sure.
And what do you think of the staff and Carrie Lynn at Kingston Paint?
The current staff, I'm not as familiar with most of them, because I'd say it's been a number of years since I was involved. But Carrie Lynn, obviously, I know very well, and she, as much as I describe Hal with the word passion, I would use the same word to describe Carrie Lynn. No one could ever describe Carrie Lynn as anything but very passionate, very full of personality and fun and ideas and inspiration. She's a really neat blend with Hal, because a lot of times when people that have similar personalities, and I guess there's lots of ways they're different too, but in that respect, they're very, very similar that way. I couldn't put much different. And a lot of times when people with two strong, similar personalities work together, they clash. But somehow it always seemed to work for Hal and Carrie. And I think they're a good combination. I just think the world of Hal. He has been both professionally, a teacher, a coach, mentor, whatever word you want to use. Hal has always taken the time. He's been one of the few people. There are lots of people in this life that have a lot of information and whatnot. And there's very few people that are willing to share and take the time out of their day to share that with you and help you become a better person. I worked when I was the sales rep, I worked within a large organization that had a lot of very talented people. You know, everybody's got talent. But there are very few of those people that took the time to, when I was a 21, 22, 23-year-old kid, you know, green, I knew something about the paint business, but as far as being a professional sales representative, I knew very little. And Hal really took the time to understand that here's a guy that is willing to listen. I credit myself being willing to listen. That's all well and good, but if nobody takes the time to share their knowledge with you, you can listen all you want. And Hal really took a lot of extra time to teach me a tremendous amount, and I'll be eternally grateful to him for that. As a personal friend, that's on the professional side, and I guess maybe that's why one of the reasons we became developed a personal relationship is he's a good guy.